There have been a rash of steering axle blowouts causing death in the media lately. There was an RV on 81 in PA that blew a steering axle tire, a big RV, lost control, went down into the median strip, popped up the other side, up in front of an old Dominion truck. All 5 people were killed in that accident. All 4 occupants of the RV, plus the old Dominion driver, were killed. In another accident up in New York State on I-84, a Greyhound-style bus blew a steering axle tire, went down into the ditch. 2 people were killed, and some were severely injured. This is a good time to talk about the best way to prevent steering axle tire blowouts. This video is sponsored by Lanefinder. In the event when you're inspecting the tire, if you do find a problem like a bulge or crack or cut, don't go any further than that. Call your dispatcher and have him call the tire shop. Don't move another yard without replacing that tire. Because if it blows, there could be a bad accident and they'll blame you. Don't take the chance. The best way to prevent steering axle tire blowouts is do a thorough circle check and tire check every day. A lot of guys will walk by the tire and go, yep, that's round, or yep, it's got air in it. That's good enough. That's as far as they go on the circle check. I've seen guys do that 1,000 times. This is the tire and the axle that controls where this vehicle goes. It needs to have attention paid to it, serious attention paid to it, and a thorough inspection every morning, and when you stop for fuel in the middle of the day too. First thing you want to do is check the tread pattern and check the tread depth. Now this is a new tire. It's got really deep tread on it, but that is important because it's the tread depth that drains out the water from the tire when it's raining and when you're traveling to prevent hydroplaning. You want to check the tread as well because you're looking for nails or spikes or stones, anything that could split or hurt the tire. Be sure to have a really close look at the sidewalls of the tire, both the inside and the outside. And you're looking for bulges, you're looking for cracking, you're looking for scrape marks or rub marks where you've caught a curb or something and worn through the sidewall. Anything at all that could impair this tire, because the sidewalls are thinner than the tread, so they're more subject to having a tire failure blowout in that area, in the sidewall area. Check the sidewalls thoroughly inside and outside of the tire. Another very important procedure when checking your tires, especially your steering axle tires, is to take the air pressure. Now I like to run about 100 pounds when the tire is cold in my steering axle. And make sure you put the cap back on, and make sure you use a proper truck tire gauge, not some cheap little deal from Walmart. You're also looking for irregular wear or cupping on the tire, anything that can affect the performance of the tire or something that might indicate that the alignment is off. Because if the alignment of the truck is off, it can create problems for the steering axle. It's good to know the load rating of your tires, because the DOT inspectors will catch mistakes and problems with this. They'll check you on the road and say, oh, you've got too much weight on the steering axle for the tire. So a G tire, which is what most guys running 80,000 pounds gross would use, a G rated tire is rated for 6,000 pounds. 2 tires, 12,000 pound rating. Now you can go up to an H rating, which is 6,500 per tire for a rating of 13,000. But where guys get into trouble is some states still allow you to run 20,000 pounds on the steering axle, but if you've only got tires rated for 12,000 pounds, the DOT's good at checking this stuff, they'll write you a ticket for it. The load rating is always stamped on the sidewall so you can check it. Finally, a very important rule about steering axle tires: never, never, never run recaps on your steering axle. It is illegal to run recaps on a steering axle, and that is because recaps tend to come apart far more easily than a brand new tire. Lanefinder is the ultimate job platform to help drivers find the carriers best suited for them. The platform has filters so drivers can research the size of the carrier, the type of equipment, where they run, all sorts of other information, and all without ever having to talk to a recruiter. I highly recommend Lanefinder for drivers to help them find the best driving jobs out there. Check them out at lanefinder.com. If you do blow a steering axle tire, it doesn't have to mean that there's going to be a total loss of control. If you're focused on the drive, as you should be, and not playing with your cell phone, if you blow a steering axle tire, first thing to do, make sure you've got both hands on the wheel. Second thing to do, remember not to overcorrect, oversteer. React calmly. Third thing, make sure the jake brake is on. And the fourth thing to do is slow, even pressure on the brake pedal and guide yourself to the shoulder of the road. Remember, you can't have a total loss of control if you're paying attention, because you've still got another tire on the other side to help you control where the truck goes. Once you have stopped the vehicle, make sure you set the brakes and get out to inspect the damage, but make sure when you get out that you're not stepping into traffic. And if the vehicle is still partially on the road, make sure you set out triangles so that other traffic coming at you can see that you've got an issue. As a professional driver, there's a good chance that sooner or later in your career you will lose a steering axle tire. But if you keep your wits about you, stay calm, handle the situation correctly, it'll be fine. You'll get through it just fine without having a catastrophic accident. Don't ever take a chance with your steering axle tires. A steering axle blowout can kill you or it can kill others. Stay safe, keep the rubber side down, and I'll see you on the back home.